had Night Stalker. That shouldn't happen. Like, that just shouldn't happen. It was sick.
Yeah. I agree. That play was clutch. Though I would argue, much like I said in the cast, that play was also partially NoPing's like positioning, right? Like Night Stalker and I were really far away from the team. This is the kind of things that Beast Coast sees, as you say, like a top 4 team knows. Like you're like 2 centimeters too far off, we can punish you now. But if they hadn't played that way, if RDO had been with them from the start, or they had initiated a bit differently, maybe that fight wouldn't have been that bad for them. Maybe.
Same bans so far. 3 out of 3. Beast
Well,
Coast,
the Brewmaster.
Brewmaster is in the pool. Let's see if NoPing decides to pick it up straight. I'm not a bit like I've seen in North America that it gets banned against like certain teams, Arkosh Gaming and some other teams, but because I personally don't believe in the hero. I don't feel the hero is that strong. It's very situational. It's also ulti dependent. Your first 2 ultis, if you don't do anything with it, you're not gonna have a good time. Now with the Aghanim Scepter, it might be a bit different, but I'm still not convinced. I just don't feel like he's strong in the lane. He can pop off. Maybe I feel the hero is not supposed to be played as a core. I feel more of a position 5. I think it really suits the hero.
Real quickly, Lacoste.
Yes.
Actually, Avo, can you click the chat button in the bottom right and see who it was that laughed when Io got picked? Because I feel like it's somebody from Beast Coast.
Stinger.
Okay, so yes, the draft, they picked Io and immediately he started laughing. I feel like there's some confidence going on right now there, and they get the Spirit Breaker. Hero is super highly prioritized in Eastern Europe, where I've been watching Dota.
Yeah, all other regions just love the hero for a reason. This hero is too strong. It also gives you global presence. It gives you like super good late game, because once you go down to 6-second BKB, Spirit Breaker will eventually have Aghanim Scepter, and then you can also like he counters so many heroes. He counters every single core, because you can go like through the you have 2 abilities that go through BKB, and there are also certain heroes in the game that you like want to break, which his shard allows him to do. Like let's say you play against Phantom Assassin, you don't have a hero that is good against like Tide Hunters, you can't bring him down. There's the break mechanic, so you are able to come. The hero just his toolkit is too good.
What is it going to be the IO partner this time, guys? Invoker is not the IO partner, so what's going to be the IO partner? We're going to see the Luna again? Is she going to make an appearance? Will Beast Coast let that through?
If they
want to have another IO-less game?
If they wanted to pick Luna, they would pick it straight away. I still feel like Beast Coast should try to cover some of that and get rid of it, because that's how NoPing like played so far in, I believe, 5 games with IO Luna in the DPC. I think picking Invoker gives them a long-range disruption against the Snapfire ulti, and Invoker's not really easy to gank, so that kind of covers already 2 heroes that they have. When I say gank, I mean by the Spirit Breaker, use a Cold Snap, or you use Tornado.
Tornado also dispels the Bulldoze, which is nice when he comes down, right? Obviously, similar to the Yules in that regard, so pretty good.
He stays up the full time as well, doesn't he? Or no?
Yes. I think it does, right? I think all tornadoes work that way. That ignores that resistance.
Okay. That's interesting. I mean, taking out some of the more obnoxious counters to Invoker early on, I don't know. It's interesting, right? Because it's like, when you run Io Night Stalker, to me that feels like it's this build up. They anticipated that they were going to try and do this like Tinker thing, right? Where you can start a fight with the Bane somewhere, and then you bring in the Night Stalker, and like Tinker can show up and get like blast hit or whatever. With this, it's like, what's the goal here? Where are we going with this? Are they just gonna pick Bane second phase now, and then that's like their support combo again, and now you have like a more active mid? Maybe that's what they're thinking, is they want a more active mid.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, he comes online much faster. You get earn and you're ready to go. You can keep fighting all the time. Let's see if they decide to get rid of what did they ban?
Faceless Void?
Yeah, Faceless Void. I think it was a decent ban considering they don't have any kind of save, but that was in the last banning stage.
I'm
I
saying, what
feel
do you think
they
about it
banned
for
Tusk.
NoPing?
They banned Tusk and they banned, I believe, Dark Willow. I think Dark Willow is really good against the Spirit Breaker and also against the Snapfire. Just being able to use Bramble Maze and lock him down, stop the charge in a fight. So he needs to find a different angle, and then he might be late. Okay, they go with Clockwork. Clockwork's also like long range disruption against Snapfire, good against the Spirit Breaker, can stop him during the charge. You might need to have like super good reflexes and be good at math to do it while he's charging. But yeah, these are professional e-gamers. They know what's up.
Right.
But does the Clockwork, is it indicative of any other pick, or is it just once again to protect Snapfire, Spirit Breaker? Could they be thinking of something like Lina, for example?
Could be. Maybe like, I don't know if they want to go with something like Ancient Apparition, because this is the first hero that comes to my mind when I see Clockwork. You just ruin the hero. Probably not gonna be it. It's also against Io, so might be a thing. Not sure. Also, one thing that Beast Coast did is they are very flexible with their heroes, so they can play Snapfire on the off lane if needed.
Oh, that's an interesting idea.
You know what's weird? I was thinking about Shadow Fiend because of the Clockwork Cogs trick that people used to do. But I didn't think it would come up like this. That's super interesting. Wow.
Yeah, it's an old Sea Smile hero. And back when he was called Chris Luck, he used to be a hero because Beast Coast famously they didn't scrim for the first year that they were together, and they only played pubs. And the Shadow Fiend is a pub hero through and through, so he would always ask for this hero. They'd be like, "No, this hero's trash. Stop playing it in pubs. Stop practicing it. We don't want you to play this hero." Now it's good again. My question would also be if Hector can play it, because we've seen a lot of carry SF.
Yeah, he did not play it so far, I believe. And doesn't strike me as a Hector hero where he doesn't get a single spell and just right clicks. But the hero can farm. You get to that Mask of Madness. I want to see maybe I feel like Tusk / Earth Spirit could potentially ruin Shadowfin. And now that they like banned out Clockwork, it makes a lot of sense because this is most likely going to be a mid shot. Like Clockwork, one of the heroes that you Tornado, Clockwork comes in, and Shadowfin's dead. I feel, for me at least, I just love killing Shadowfin through my whole life of Dota. I feel the hero is one of the most satisfying heroes to kill in the game.
What? Is it because he's easy to kill?
It's like easy to kill, doesn't have any escape mechanism. He just dies. I don't know. It's been like that for 15 years. I can't explain it.
It's like he has relatively low HP too, right? So it's like low HP to the amount of damage that Shadow Fiend does. It's like a glass cannon that you shatter with a baseball. It just feels nice. Lion's gonna finger him later on, gonna get blown up.
I like that. I like that. They go for a classic Beast Coast pick though with the Sven. They believe that it's a Brewmaster counter. I would say so because he cleaves just to the Brewlings. Some people would argue Brew these days can split beforehand and cycle the Sven, but it's kind of hard to do in the middle of a team fight, especially if you're not the one initiating.
You can dispel Warcry, which is a very good thing to do in a team fight. But yeah, as you said, Sven with the cleave should be able. Like they don't have any abilities that go through magic immunity, so the timing once Sven gets a BKB is what Beast Coast is looking for. So now they need a hero that does all. I'm thinking about someone who can fight Sven, possibly something like a Razor, but then you don't have like the real scaling maybe, or a Lifestealer. But we're talking about Lifestealer with 4 items that is able to fight against Sven, because Sven becomes too strong too early on, and then like Lifestealer doesn't match up nicely, but at the later stages of the game he does really well.
I think this Faceless Void ban was like clutch. That's the type of thing that can just like ruin your game in a way, because if you kill everybody else outside of it with like Cataclysm, it's just gonna fall apart. The Darkseer ban is also super hype. I mean, I think that this is gonna be a Whisper Spirit Breaker, but my thought process is that if you were able to give up the Darkseer, then you probably run that for Beast Coast, because then you can just do 3-4 easy combo and it's gonna be devastating no matter what. But yeah, at this stage, I don't know, it's kind of funky, right? Like you need something that can sort of stay toe to toe. So like, I don't know, in a way, like Slark or something like that sounds kind of interesting to me. But you're also playing against Spirit Breaker that charges
Oh no,
through and just causes so many issues.
I don't think that's a good idea. So yeah, they do
Right, I
ban
don't think it
life.
can work.
No, I think one extra hero that can work against Shadowfiend Sven is Phantom Assassin, or they also like you have built-in invasion. So I think it should be like PA or a Razor pick for NoPing.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay. I like that PA pick. That used to be an RDO staple. That's one of his classic heroes with a Spectre, you know, the Teeter Blade. Like when he wanted to play tempo.
Yeah, you have a lot of ways to buff up Phantom Assassin with IO, also with Invoker. Let's see what they decide to go for.
Oh,
Troll.
Okay.
This is like I don't know. I'm never a believer in Troll, ever.
Nah, I just, I feel like
I
I've
hate the
seen
hero
this
now.
hero fail so many times that I just stopped believing a long time ago. It's, and here, to be fair, it doesn't feel too bad. I mean, it's similar thinking why I said Phantom Assassin, someone who can like fight, and they don't have any burst damage, so he should be able to get the ulti off in fights, and also the missed chance against Sven, also against Shadowfiend, should be really good. They don't have any like kiting on side of Beast Coast as well. So they need to go in. What their lineup is about is we go in, we blow someone up with Sven, with Shadowfiend ulti, Snapfire ulti. After that, they're not going to be fight ready. I think NoPing actually has a decent lineup once again, I would say, where they can like prolong the team fight with relocate with heals, Brewmaster split, go for the Cyclones in the backlines, try to also control the Sven. So it feels good. They also have burst damage. They have a lot of control with Lion.
I think there is some nice parts to that. I'm worried about Spirit Breaker in this game if he's just sort of let loose to do whatever he wants. I mean, obviously it's a little bit more annoying because there's Brewmaster Lift, there's Invoker Tornado. But when I'm looking at this, is if this is a core Spirit Breaker gets towards like that Shadow Blade, all you need is a second, and Sven is going to blow you up. Yeah, Disruptor. This is sick. I was thinking Disruptor actually as like the answer, right? Because now you've got like some extra way to kite people and to get some control in there.
Yes, it's also
it's sick.
Great against IO,
Right.
against IO's Relocate, also having Silence against Troll or Brewmaster, because their heroes don't, like they go in with, let's say, Charge, Sven follow up on a Brewmaster. I think this game is going to be very interesting. I think this is going to be a very even game, because I would say, once again, NoPing, I feel like they have a better draft. I'm not talking about the teams. Everyone probably knows that Beast Coast is a better team, but seeing how this could potentially play out, I can see NoPing, causing some upsets. And they also have like decent Roche taking lineups. So they had like one good Roche fight near the tier 1 tower on the mid after it falls with IO's attack speed, Invoker Alacrity. Troll could be an issue here.
For me, it's top lane how top lane goes is how the game is going to go. And I think that Beast Coast are going to win both of those two things. So we'll see.
All right. Yeah, as a hater and troll, I will have to side with you, but we'll have to see what our casters say as we go over to Richie and SeekNStrike and Epulze.
Who's Richie? Who's Richie in this Avo
Who's
guy?
Epulze?
Who's Avo+? Who are we really? And yeah, I got to agree with you guys. Every single time I see Troll, I'm just not a believer in it. They got the Wisp to back them up here for King Jungles. This is something that NoPing like to go for. But I think, like Lyrical said, this got picked up and Stinger immediately manually triggered the laugh line. I think you have to go into console and type in a command to do that. So Man was ready. He knew the Wisp was coming. They drafted the Spirit Breaker to deal with it. And I think it's going to tear apart this Wisp. It just feels really bad to play Wisp into the Spirit Breaker. You've got that global presence to counter your own global presence. You've got constant vision on you. You've got Disruptor here. I think you need a lot to enable a Troll. Wisp can do it, but Beast Coast have the tools to shut down the Wisp. I just don't see this Troll working, unfortunately.
Look, one thing I'll say in favor of the troll is that every single troll game I've gotten to witness in the DPC has been troll versus Mars for some goddamn reason, and it always loses. And at one point, you think, okay, there's 8 game sample size. You have to figure out a 0% winner on troll. Please stop picking it versus Mars, but they keep at it. So in this game, I at least see the troll being a good pick. I agree with Lacoste, right? Like the draft is good in theory. The question, though, as you said, is will they be able to win the lanes? Will they be able to execute better? I don't know. I think the Whisper Snapfire. It was the pick all along. I actually never thought Spurbeck was core because Whisper was going to play Snapfire. He loves it, and he is very good in the laning stage. That's partially why it's scary. Monster. Oh, they're going for Stinger. Stinger could be in trouble. There's a Stormhammer. He still body block. That's going to be the first blood given away by Stinger. Good start, but Chris Luck, or C-Smile, sorry, does manage to get a counter kill on Monster. So a little 1-for-1 there. Who got the first blood? It was RTO. So
yeah,
big win for
RDO got it.
Yeah.
C-Smile gets a kill in return, but he has to use all 3 raises, so he's a bit low on mana. He's going to need someone to block for him. Yeah, I think Stinger's going to do it while he refills in the fountain.
Stinger,
okay,
you died for
bad.
this, so you better go and block for me now.
Yeah, see, he's pinging it. He's like, no, go back there. I mean, it's important. You're an SF, like it's what you do, right?
Yeah. He couldn't even mana fully. Did Stinger? Oh, now we're gonna see the Stinger skill as a mid laner.
Yeah. Let's see
look at his block.
Doesn't he play?
If Stinger blocks better than Analog, then Analog needs to retire from Pro Dota. So
I think that's how it works. I think those are the rules. They're unwritten, but that's how it works. He's doing pretty good so far, actually.
I think he's doing slightly better than Analog.
Yeah, Analog. He's gonna get. Yeah, look at that. C-Smile's like, all right, get out of here. Don't take my experience. You did good enough.
All right. Analog, I hope you enjoy your last game of Dota. You better win this, because otherwise Stinger is taking your role. He's gonna become the new mid laner for NoPing.
Yeah, and there's the triple race just to kill the first wave. Necromancy leveled under tower is gonna force Analog back, but it's gonna be fine. Everything's okay here. Strong start though for the SF.
All that matters here now, to me, really, is honestly the bottom lane. I think level 1 Snapfire is not going to be that strong, but as the levels progress, I can imagine her doing a bit better. If RDO wins this lane, there's good chances that you match the Sven's tempo and that you manage to beat them on early. You also have a lot of pushing potential with him. But if this does not work out, Whisper gets a really good lane. There's a lot of burst. And there's even builds that Snapfire can go that are very anti-troll. Ags itself is good for kiting. E-Blade, which was very popular when Thompson was playing Snapfire mid. It's great against troll, obviously, always. Even honestly,
you could have just said E-Blade was popular when Thompson was playing mid. You could just stop it there, can't you?
Yeah, it didn't have to be Snapfire. He just built it every first item, every hero.
I agree with you, actually. I think even like if you want to play like just a super farm position 4, go for like the Blink Shard build and then max Scatterblast. I think that actually might work this game. Might be pretty decent.
I don't think you need to blink in that game because you're more of a defensive shard. I think the shard's great though because like you push the troll away when he's coming at you, right? Mm-hmm. So you can go for like a force staff actually and into the shard as well because you don't need to. Your goal is not to force the initiation, right? Your goal is to just make sure trolls and get to your heroes.
It's true. That's true. I also just like it just as a way to a secondary stun for Brew, right? Just another stun to make sure maybe you don't have to commit the static storm for him, something like that. Just options, right? Redundancy and making sure that that primal split doesn't come through.
Snapfire's versatility in builds. She's one of the more versatile offlaners because she's never the F staple build, right? She's just good with her spells. Allows her to build into whatever's more appropriate this game. Like she could even build something which is not very common, like an Athos, for example, right? Just to be able to catch up to the troll and into Mortimer's Kisses. There's a lot of options you actually have. They have Cookie now, which means they want to play aggressively, but the IO healing makes it a bit impossible. They should, as long as they do well in last sitting, I think that's all they can muster. It is a troll IO. This is a strong lane. I don't expect that you actually destroy this lane or even get kills.
Yeah. I think if this is going to be a kill lane, it's a kill lane onto the Wisp, not so much onto the Troll, especially in these early levels when Fervor is pretty low. Well, in fact, we don't even have Fervor yet, but, you know, Warlane Axes aren't super high level. Troll just doesn't really have the damage. He's got plenty of sustain with the Wisp, but I think that it's a bad bet here going for RDO, as Whisper is getting gone on now. That Cookie stun here onto RDO. There's 2 Fairy Fires and 10 Stick Charges, so Wisp is going to keep RDO topped up here very easily. And in fact, they're going to go for the kill onto Gojira. I mean, case in point right there, right? Like, just don't go for the kill onto RDO. If you want to kill, it's a kill onto the Wisp.
Yeah, I don't think that was really well played, honestly. Look at King Jungle. Whisper might actually died as well. We're making a lot of mistakes here, I think, because the theory is correct, right? When you're up against a lane with high sustain, you have to
die top.
Oh. And Stinger might die as a result. Yeah, but he got the kill and the experience, so he's happy. So the theory is correct. When you're up against a lane with high sustain, what you want to do is commit to the kill, right? Like, if you don't get the kill, they're going to just heal back up. You're useless. There's no point in you doing that. But there's committing and there's over-committing. You have to be able to read that situation properly. I don't think they really did that there. I think they're forcing fights unnecessarily, especially when Whisper's doing well.
Trouble? Okay, and the surprise rotation is going to actually pick up a kill here onto C-Smile. They need a little bit more, and they have it. Kill goes to Analog.
Well done. I mean, they leave Monster alone, so that lane's going to be a bit tough, but Ictor's already struggling in this lane, so it's good for them. And this gives Analog a little bit more recovery, because his lane was going just okay. Yeah, this early game is much better than last early game, though, for NoPing. Like, it's a considerable difference. It's also much worse for beastcoast. So...
Yeah, this camp was blocked, so Stinger couldn't very easily recover the equilibrium. So even though this lane was difficult for Monster, he did have a wave underneath tower. And now that, the wave is back into more equilibrium, well, Theolacor is back blocking the camp, and he's also back to the lane in general. So pretty decent stuff from NoPing. Good laning mechanics here so far, as Hector is going to be looking to fight. He's going to be ignited here, but got the Warcry buff to keep him alive and topped off as Theolacor stunned a second time here. There are no more spells for the side of Beast Coast, that is. That's going to allow Hector to get ran down here by Monster. Doesn't have the Thunderclap, though, for the kill, as Theo might end up dying here. Yeah, he's dead to the Thunderstrike. Last one will secure the kill. Monster looking for revenge here in some form. Looking for Stinger. Ooh. And ignited Stinger will tick down. Salve onto Hector will keep him alive. Monster really wants to cancel it.
That was Stinger's salve, actually. That was before he died. He's like, one last thing, Hector. Here you go.
One last support move.
Take my torch.
Remember me.
Yeah, that was decent. I mean, Monster's playing this lane super aggressively. I love his build on the Cinder Brew. Thunderclap is just to trigger it, right? Lion's decent at triggering too, but Thunderclap keeping it at low level, make sure that the mana stays low as well, so you can always be efficient and get the kill on Disruptor. I don't think you're going to kill Sven unless Hector makes a mistake or overextends. Obviously, you want to threaten that, but that's it. In the case though of the Disruptor, he's just a freebie for you, and as many kills as you can get on Stinger, the better. He's not even gone for the Thunderstrike build. He's even might be leveling himself for the mid game by getting more points in Glimpse.
Gojira, yeah, he's made a mistake, so he's gonna have to take the scenic route back home, lest he die to the Invoker, who also rotates for the Arcane Rune. Gojira, he might make it out. He's gonna have to Fairy Fire, I think. King Jungle's... Oh, he's not fast enough. You don't buy boots on
He kills the
Wisp.
Courier one hit, I think, at this point.
Oh. Tornado?
Oh, I guess because... Oh, he canceled it, though.
Yeah,
TPing for him.
The tower.
I mean,
Space created. I mean, he did this last game as well. Look at this. He got another charge in 7 seconds. Fairy Fire and a stick, so he'll live.
Oh, charge, ready? Oh, using the trees as cover?
No way. No way.
Oh my god, he actually got... He didn't even use the ward for that. They just dropped the ward to try to kill him.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Monster's getting some kills top lane, though. In fact, they get Hector. That was the first Primal Split used, but Primal Split for a kill. And even a little bit of chip damage onto the Tier 1 tower here because the wagon is also pushing in. So top lane going swimmingly for NoPing, even if Gojira is taking them for a bit of a ride. I see why Analog committed so hard for that. In hindsight 2020, obviously just keep hitting the tower or whatever. But he just had Urn, right? He really, really wanted to get those Urn charges. That looks like a free kill. He's one hit away for like a solid minute. Those two first Urn charges really get the ball rolling here for the Quaswex Invoker. But nice
that's
job
why.
there by Gojira.
I think Gojira understood that too, right? Which is why he forced it to the very end. Theolacor now is being charged to the top lane. The Thunderstrike comes in, but here's the kill Analog was looking for. And it's going to be on the perfect kill. It's going to be Hector. Whisper's coming by, but Whisper's coming by a bit too late. The charge is continuing, though. Whisper wants to continue this. They have a cookie. They gotta use Stinger here. Oh, they don't. Cookie, actually. Gonna use the charge instead. Maybe go for the supports here. Mortimer's Kisses on for Monster. He will survive them. They don't kill Lion either. Wow. Stinger dies as well. And Whisper's now fighting Analog head-on. Now the IO, the bane of his existence. Whisper, he can't burst him down. Whisper needs to retreat. Whisper is but a Snapfire. Has one last cookie. Has to use it appropriately. Evade the Tornado. Also the MP. Whisper just juked the enemy. That's the kind of play where I feel like the call was not great by Beast Coast, but they're so good that it makes up for it, right? But that was not the best call. I think NoPing did that much better.
Yeah, and I don't think Beast Coast didn't get a single kill there.
No, they didn't. You should have kissed the Lion. They went for the Brewmaster. That was unnecessary.
Yeah, so they end up losing 2. Well, they end up losing Hector twice is what I meant to say, so he can't even TP back to lane. Invoker will stick around here, push maybe one more wave, and this might be the tower going down already, actually, with RDO coming on over, even with level 1 Fervor. I don't think anyone can really boot him, especially without the kisses. In the meantime, though, Beast Coast will look to apply pressure mid. Lucor is here, but against 4 heroes, he's going to need a bit more. Tornado is going to sweep up 3 into the EMP. That's pretty sweet. Charge from behind is going to find Theo Licor, sending him back into the SF, who is going to be swiftly hexed. Whisper on low HP, but still here for the kill. Is going to eventually get the assist onto line. Kill goes to Gojira.
See Smile, though, being chased by 3 angry pandas. And I don't know if it's going to work out for them, actually. The 3 angry pandas really, really want C-Smile. They Sunstrike on top of this. C-Smile, juking between the trees. He got rid of the Fire Panda, but the Tornado will hit him. What a great Tornado by Analog. Great Sunstrike as well.
Yeah. Low-level Sunstrike, maybe for Vision, level 1 Sunstrike, but all that damage ends up coming in.
It's 100 damage, right? It's like...
Here? I mean, against an SF, right? Most satisfying hero to kill. I completely agree with Lacoste on that. Even with Strength Treads, you're still, you know, clocking it at a measly 1200 HP. That's nothing.
Yeah, there's something in general about killing mid laners. What's the words I'm looking for? I don't respect them, I think. And so every time I kill them, it brings me a sadistic joy in my heart, right? Because they're usually the biggest whiny babies.
That is true. That is true. Plus, you get the feedback. Quick kill on the Stinger there, of course. And in fact, they might pay a bit for that.
Oh,
they got Gojira on the high ground. What?
That was so good. King Jungle's positioning was on point. He forced it out, and now they can go for C-Smile for free. King Jungle's out. There's the Mortimer's Kisses. Cancel immediately the Hex. C-Smile's dead. Gojira's still stuck. He has mana for the Magic Stick, but... through the Magic Stick, sorry, but he has the call. Now finally has the charge. I think he doesn't want to use it because he knows he's going to get stunned instead, so... Oh. He waits for him to get slowed by the ice wall, and then the charge is useless.
Lovely stuff. No point in him bulldozing there, of course, because status resist against a ground-targeted thing doesn't help you. Oh, goodness. Okay, what a start from NoPing, man. They're coming out of the gate swinging. And another kill there on his C-Smile, you know. NoPing certainly showing him no respect whatsoever. That's his 3rd death now on the SF. Very small head SF as well in the portrait for some reason. I skipped neck day. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's always fun to kill an SF, right? He's made of paper. He screams when he dies. You get the auditory feedback as well with the Requiem death. It's good stuff.
That's true as well. The boom at the end makes you feel like you've accomplished something. Right, so that's good. Yeah. At least they got some stacks for Hector, so this might be a small recovery for Beast Coast. But NoPing is doing really well. That's exactly what we expected from them. Better lanes. Mind you, this is always scary because Beast Coast tends to lose lanes, so they're very used to the situation. But I think this is what you have to do to begin with. Take advantage of the enemy's weaknesses, go and snowball a bit. You can utilize the troll well to now take some map control. And you also have stopped Whisper's progression. He's going to be going for like a Blink Yules, so kind of a half utility Snapfire, right? Where your goal here is to stop the Troll Warlord, but instead of going for the expensive items that might do that, like E-Blade, you're going to go for the cheapest one, which is Yules Hunter. Good idea. You might even consider the Halberd this game. Honestly, not a bad idea.
Yeah, I could see it. Relocate. Okay, they're going to be looking to fight mid lane where they have caught C-Smile. Hector waiting on the high ground here. Does not have his ultimate Finger of Death there used for C-Smile, and in between the Cold Snap procs, he cannot get off his own Requiem. Big old charge in as it's trapped inside the Static Storm is going to be the Invoker. Relocate was coming immediately, but they do manage to get the kill onto the Invoker before he's relocated out. Good control there, however, onto Hector as he will fall and perish in the river. A watery grave for him. Whisper will be next. Radio brought back in and killed off. His Stinger is going to be the last to go for Beast Coast.
That's so awkward, dude. That's such an awkward fight. C-Smile got cut out, so you just kind of accept it and he dies, and that's fine. But that was such a bad play right afterwards, right? Because the Invoker is never worth a commitment. He is Quas Wex. He's the support, essentially. He's the support from the mid lane. Like he's meant to die. It's okay. I don't understand why you would commit so hard for that kill. I think Monster's more valuable than him right now because he's a tempo setter at least. The Invoker at best is just kind of ganking around where he sees opportunities. And now Gojira got caught down bottom.
Yeah, he might be dead.
Bulldoze is helping him a fair amount here. Charging 9. They're lacking damage now. Yeah, Gojira's a bit too tanky. In fact, they're going for Monster. They have Mortimer's Kisses. Monster has no problem split. Okay, they baited NoPing. That was a good play here by Beast Coast. This time it actually did work out. What am I seeing? They glimpsed him out of the charge. And now that's Teolikor. Teolikor's not that big a deal. The monster kill is a big deal because he was also close to Ags. So,
Yeah, I was
got
about to
rid
say
of
that. Yeah, I mean, we continue to delay this Lion Blink as well, which is going to be a pretty big item, right? King Jungles, again, it's a Wisp, right? This is no surprise if you've seen any no-ping games. They like picking Wisp. And he plays a good Wisp game, but again, the Wisp leaves a little bit to be desired when it comes to your typical support duo, right? Yes, you get all this healing, you get the sustain, blah, 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 global presence, but you lose out on, like, damage and initiation, so this is where Lion's going to have to step up. So delaying the Blink, even if it's just by, I don't know, about a half minute, that's time for Hector to farm, right? And farming he is doing, as he's already got a Halberd operational for the Sven. So no Halberd on the Snapfire like you suggested. Instead, it'll be for the Roge Knight.
yeah, not very common to see. Oh, Snapfire, talking about her. The Whisper is.
He's in deep.
He's dead. He's 100% dead. At least he just got Blink Tag. I'm not sure what he's pushing that hard. But
Did he get the Blink delivered? Okay, he did at least.
He did. Yeah. And he's halfway through the Yule Scepter. Not bad. Like the farm is honestly impressive on Beast Coast considering how much they're fighting and dying. All right, but this is the Beast Coast staple. They're just used to doing this. I'm worried about C-Smile's impact on this game. He's been caught out a couple of times. We haven't seen this SF really snowball out of control, and we still haven't seen RDO in his full power. He's close to BKB. Once he gets that, I think RDO starts to dominate. Stinger.
Yep.
Yeah, Static Storm. He might just try to bait out the Isle here. Nope. They know that people are coming. They've learned. This is discipline. Axe just came out on Brewmaster, though. Monster. Not even needed. They're going to kill him quickly. Monster's actually in the mid lane trying to do his first gank.
The astute viewers might have heard and perhaps even anticipated Sven joining the fight because he did use God Strength, but no. He's just farming. He's here to farm the jungle. Hector, he's in
I
full
actually
farm
thought
mode.
that as a caster.
Me
I was
too.
like, oh, Sven's joining. But then it's like, wait, it's Hector.
It's Hector. Yeah, I got bamboozled just for a split second as well. Maybe Beast Coast did as well. Theolokor is absolutely murdered. 100-0 there. They do use the Nether Strike, but kill onto the support is well worth it. But that means
good
they
roast
won't
taking,
have
though.
something to... Yeah, they won't have really much to contest Roche. Kisses are coming. Cancelled immediately by a tornado, which just clips Whisper. Okay,
Blink. All
push
right.
on-
Whisper's fine for now, but they lost the way to contest this, though. They have Static Storm still, but Stinger's too far. And by the time that
Yeah.
Hector's already leaving, probably is indication that they
Jira?
don't want to fight this.
Vajira? Oh, okay. I thought maybe he was going to go for a hero play. Unfortunately, he's just going to bulldoze and... well, maybe make it out of here. He's very fast. Bulldoze, strong ability. 1-3-4 build on the Spear Breaker. As Gojira with the phase boots is going to go ahead and sidestep that tornado. And away he goes.
Oh, he's actually going to live again. Whenever you think Gojira's going to die, he just comes back again, right?
All that plot armor.
Hey, ask Cranston, dude. He knows. I was going to say that the team fight was... I mean, I guess not the best, but I think that they showed some discipline what they were not showing in the past few team fights, so that's good. Really good objective taken by MP, though. They realize that they're stronger right now because they got Ags and Brewmaster anyway. They're ready to fight if need be, and they have great objective taken with Troll, so you might as well abuse it. You also know SF is useless.
Yeah, that's true. He's a little bit less useless now, though. He's disassembled the Dragonlance for a BKB, but that's all he has, really, just treads and BKB. SF, not really the kind of hero where you kill him once with that satisfying death explosion and his game is over, but you kill him 4 times and his game is pretty difficult.
Whoa.
Static Storm there to preempt the relocate as Whisper is going to be killed here by the tier 2 tower. They get through the Disruptor just as quick. Yay.
And the rest of them are suffering against the Pandas. Monster. I think he still has another brew split anyway. C-Smile's out of mana. He might have a BKB. That's not going to help him too much. He's trying to save Gojira. C-Smile, the most important part right now is don't die. And Hector's not joining it because he used God's Strength to farm. And also... there's no point. Like, this is a loss if you join. So I think it's the right choice. He's building his BKB. Once he got that, he's probably going to fight.
Do you think the Sven needs a blink this game, the way this game is going, or you think he'll be okay once he gets this BKB online?
I think once you get the BKB, you're fine. Like, your match against the Troll is not the greatest, but you just need to control him through the rest of your heroes, right? I think the rest of the team, he already got Halberd, which is a good start, but the rest of the team should start itemizing against Troll, and he should itemize against the rest of the team.
Okay, I'll buy that. That makes sense. Little pig pole here for RDO is into the triangle he goes. There's a thief here that's stolen the bounty rune. Gojira, again, he's just too speedy. Fast, can't catch him.
I would personally not mind seeing Eul's on C-Smile, to be honest with you. I know it's not the most common build on SF these days, but to control Troll would be bad. Because if he doesn't go for that kind of build, then Sven's going to be your tank, and he's going to be your damage source, and I just feel like C-Smile's been He's just been getting smashed this game, honestly. He hasn't really had a chance to do anything.
And he might get smashed again here if they can scout him in the trees. RDO is going to run right into him. BKB active, Requiem of Souls, but RDO's got a BKB as well. He's going to go ahead and use it. 9-second BKB does give C-Smile the cover he needs to TP away.
All right.
And, well, they did get out of charge of the Primal Split for that, so, you know, not inconsequential. Earning more duration of the Aegis. They're going to get a tier 2 for this, though, by the looks of things.
It's actually not bad, though, to be honest. Use the BKB, right? So that's important.
Reinitiate.
Static Storm.
Charge is coming.
Going for the IO. They figure out the target, but RDO is standing in their way. RDO is going to go and kill Stinger immediately. Super easy. Mortimer gets from behind. Once again, just going for King Jungles, but King Jungles won't die. There's a Scatter Blast, and now they control RDO. They even use God's Strength. RDO, even surrounded by the creeps, he gets the blind off, though, plus that Battle Trance, and he's able to go for Whisper here, but Whisper is tanking this nicely. RDO stuck in a bad position. He went too far, so that second life might not be as useful. They have Stormhammer. They have to protect the monster. 3 seconds for the Primal Split. They hit him with the Stormhammer, though. EMP is not going to help him as Ector BKB'd a monster in the second charge. Those Brewlings are going to die relatively soon. You got to be careful, monster. He sends the one that can get invisible. The Storm rolling away, and he's gonna be able to survive just barely. Hardest hero in the game, but he manages to control it just barely.
Just barely with these little spirit pandas.
I mean, think about it. You have to press a whole panda and then press the E. Like, not everyone can do that.
He's not a bear, technically. You know why? You know, he might be a koala, but he doesn't have the right qualifications, Avo.
I think that's the dumbest thing I've heard all day.
Radiant are scanning.
I feel like you got inspired because you heard the cost. You're like, I gotta make some of these, but that was trash. I don't know what to tell you.
It's true. They're not bears.
It's because Brewmaster's also, everyone knows that Brewmaster is not Australian, and koalas only exist in Australia.
That's so.
Yeah. And zoos, actually. Sometimes they import them. I've heard that's the thing.
Good fight there for Beast Coast. Double BKB time. It's coming online for them pretty well here for the SF. And the Sven, even if they... Again, I mean, it comes in that BKB usage for C-Smile does actually end up making a difference, doesn't it, right? He baits out a charge of the Primal Split. Primal Split's not yet ready in time when they need it for that second little engagement. They hold on to the Tier 2 tower, if only just, and they're going to continue. Well, actually, they just start to extend the net lead now in favor of Beast Coast, maybe for the first time in this game.
That BKB bait, or not bait, bait's giving him too much credit. That BKB use by C-Smile to force Troll's BKB ended up being crucial in that fight, right? They actually played really well off that. But that's how Beast Coast seems to me. They don't have like a plan to bait out that BKB, but then they're like, oh, we could make this work. that's kind of what their plan seemed like. Yo, Static Storm, they're going for the Lion. You know what? I think they can kill him. They got Glimpse. Send him back. Ector's committing to this. Ector has no mobility. Ector... Oh no, Ector's weakness. He saw creeps on the way. He got distracted. He couldn't continue.
You know,
now you can actually
usually
see
what you need to cut out of Sven is something, you know, like a Yule Scepter. I don't know, a Shiva, Ayaskati, right, is particularly strong at kiting out these melee cores. Or you can build Helm 2 on everyone on your team and then just run the Helm 2 creeps the other way. Yep. And he'll go and farm them. He'll go and chase them.
Hector actually, he might be Peruvian, but has strong Spanish ancestry. You just go, oh no, Hector, oh no. He's like, oh. just follows the gold wherever it goes. Really,
it's his favorite color.
It's his favorite color. Yes, indeed. Yeah, and that team fight, I mean, that was very hopeful trying to kill the Lion, but also Static Storm was a good cooldown.
This feels hopeful as well. Okay, BKB is up. Okay, goodbye, Lion. Monster is
by
here.
Monster,
There's a charge in. What is going on? Okay, the split is there. Gojira's going to cancel his Nether Strike. Stinger as well is going to hold back the Pandas, but not, of course, the Earth Berlin, as he charges right on through the kinetic field. Gojira is hiding underneath his Tier 1 tower. That fires well from behind. Kiss is instantly canceled. I don't know why you thought you were going to get more than one kiss there, but down they go.
Gojira? He sees the Invoker because he has Dust and also the Sentry in place. They glimpse him back into kinetic field. Static Storm in 2 seconds. Not enough mana. Oh, he just got it. Static Storm. There we go. Analog is stuck. He's going to die. They stopped the reload. He's taking the Static Storm. King Jungle didn't see it in time.
What the heck? What is going on in this game?
Okay, see, that was one of the situations where Beast Coast respected NoPing too much, and that was their mistake, because they realized, like, they saw Brew and Lion, they go, there's no way these two idiots are ganking the triangle alone 23 minutes in. And that's why they backed out, and then they realized, oh no, yeah, that's exactly what's happening. most teams would take a longer time to adapt to that, but because Beast Coast, they play a lot of Liga Skate, they play a lot of SA pubs, they know that these plays sometimes happen.
Yeah, just an incredibly confident move from NoPing there to smoke in his 2. I mean, you're simply put, Abo, you're not killing this Sven with just a Lion and a Brewmaster. I mean, it's not happening. Is there Ags?
No.
There's no Ags on Invoker. He's going Lincolns. Maybe if there's Cataclysm, I go, okay, perhaps, right?
Yeah.
But no, it's not happening.
It was a really good BKB time from Hector, so maybe they were hoping that if without the BKB they could manage to. I don't know.
But how with those 2 heroes? They don't kill a Sven. He's got like 3,000 HP. He's at 2,500 HP. They don't kill him, and casual evasion, and
Richie,
like a million
look,
armor.
I am grasping at straws here, my friend. You don't need to cut them and stomp them, okay? I'm just trying to
was-
find these straws for NoPing.
I'm just surprised. Like I respect the play. I respect the play from NoPing. You know, you make a smoke play. You're like, I don't know about this, but you commit to it. I respect it, right? If that was anyone but Sven, it might have been a kill. Unfortunately, it's the one person. You just can't. If it's SF, that's perfect, right? He's dead instantly, basically. But unfortunately, they find the Sven.
The two
And,
the two phrases that a Dota player never wants to hear from a caster is "I respect it" and "interesting." Those are the 2 phrases where you're like, "Oh no, something bad just happened," but I can't. I wouldn't be nice to them. Yep.
Oh, well, you know.
Look, one of these plays. This was the equivalent of the Mars TP last game, so I think they get 1 per game, right? I think it's okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And yeah, Hector TP'd out of there because he's like, "What's going on?" He's like,
Yeah,
"I don't want to farm here. I already took the ancients. I'm out."
He respected them. That's what I'm telling you. That was his mistake. And they're like, "Wait, actually, I could just kill."
Oh,
He's going for Lincolns again this game. Is the idea to? Oh, yeah, Gojira. Sorry. No way, he lives this one. He has to die.
I don't believe he lives this time. Charge? Yeah, no. Mana? There you go.
Yeah. He got BKB though before he died, which is pretty amazing. That means he didn't lose any gold.
Yeah.
But you know what's the best part
Max.
is Gojira actually bought that BKB last second. As in, until the last second, he thought, "I'm gonna live this. I'm okay."
I'll be fine. I'm sure. I got bulldoze. Oh, my bulldoze ran out. Oh, well. Next life. Ag's Refresher with an Aeon Disc ready to be assembled for Monster. So, you know, he does technically have 2 items right now. Keep an eye on that.
Yes.
And he's very quickly making his way towards the Refresher for all of the Primal Splits in the world.
Yep.
Specifically
I like
4
that.
of them.
Best build in the world. More Primal Splits. The problem, though, is that with this build, while being really great, that's when Sven comes into play as being the ultimate brew counter, right? Because, yeah, you can, like, cancel the Primal Split over and over again, but Sven will just smash your Brewlings at one point completely. Especially once you get crit. Like, once you get crit, those Brewlings just die.
There's a smoke play happening real quick, but before this happens...
Gojira. What?
Well, now here they go. Okay,
And the static storm?
Gojira. Is he gonna live? There's the Aeon Disc assembled, but that's not gonna save Monster. He can be active for Hector, as well as the God Strength. They have the kill easily. Gojira's gonna be allowed to TP away, and Roche is up. East Coast are straight into the pit. They start doing this one. When has Hector decided to abandon his good friend Silver Edge? And oh, okay, goodbye Lion. A little early there on the blink on in. Okay, and what? Okay, Troll is dead too now. He decided to try and fight as well. And Wisp is gonna be very easy pickings.
Oof, NoPing is being dismantled. Like, mentally, I mean. They lost the plot. What's happening? That was not the fight they wanted. I mean, the initial fight was like, okay, right? You try to go for a Roche. You kind of forcing because you're Troll. I kind of get where you're coming from, even if it might be a misplay. But the second play was yeah, very questionable.
Let me ask you this. When did Hector change from Silver Edge as the best item of the game to Lincoln Sphere?
When they added the crit. he was like, it's too good now. I can't buy it anymore. Everyone's doing it. It's not fun anymore. Let me go for Blink now. No, it's just this game. This game is really good, the Blink. Because you cut the Troll with it. You kill the backlines easily.
No,
like
Lincoln, sorry, for Hector. Because he built one last game as well.
I think both games is really good. Last game was for Fiend Script. This game is to deal with the Cyclone and to deal with the... Oh, Teleco's gonna die. To deal with the Hex.
He's dead. Okay. I see that.
I also think Lincoln is kind of OP right now, if I'm honest with you. So I kind of agree with Hector. Yes, BKB, TP. Nice job. I don't know, like, ever since the stat change, I think people are sleeping on the Lincolns. It's kind of cheaper now for what it gives you, and the stats are really good. I've started to develop this build where, like, I just build a first item on certain heroes all the time, and it works so nicely. Like, Shadow style. You know, the wings carry. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's good stats, right? Sven, he's missing a little bit of stats because he just went for the Casual Heaven's Halberd. as the first item, and power treads. I guess BKB as well, right? Being a strength hero. So yeah, I mean, I see it. I just, this game to me, I don't see an obvious reason to go for it. I suppose there is no save. They do catch the SF here, by the way. See Smile. They go hunting pretty deep beyond the tier 2 tower, and they pick up the kill.
No, this is the kind of play that NoPing needs to do right now. They took a lot of risky plays over objectives, and it's fine. But you can't see those plays failing and go, oh, that's not the playstyle. Like, I'm glad they're keeping consistent to their playstyle. King Jungle's making the right calls. And he's saying, right now, we are in a desperate mode. Let's not forget that. And even though we failed the last few risks we've taken, doesn't mean that we got to stop taking risks, especially now more than ever, right? So these kind of incursions, they just need to be a bit more sensical. Like, they need to play around the spaces better. Like there, for example, they were playing around their ward. They're playing around their side of the map. It's good. The Roche might have been a bit too risky, but they are improving on their iterations. Nope, Stinger was not expecting that.
Oh, yeah, Stinger is in a lot of trouble. Hex from high ground, and he's dead. Gojira is just going to stun the Wisp briefly, but he's going to be stunned himself. Whisper, by the way, has Blink, has Shard
Hector's
now
here
on top of his BKB. Chase is on, though, for Hector. And they catch him is the next question.
Mortimer's kisses just to deter the aggression, maybe? The blind, really annoying Hector. He might activate BKB just for it. Nope. He's going to wait for the second life. He's playing the standard. The core did die in the backline thanks to Whisper, though. Hector's like, I'm done with RDO. Well, they stunned him just in time. They also used the Heaven's Halberd on him as the ultimate came off. RDO stunned once again. Kinetic field there. He's going to deal with RDO and the Brewlings at the same time. Monster, though, can just come back to being real Monster. But that's where Sven comes to play. Too much sustained damage. Instead, the backlines, we see C-Smile joining again. King Jungle's the target. They kill him with one last Nether Strike. Analog as well gonna die to that little Shredder. And it's Monster alone running for his life. In cancel at Sven Lincoln's. One last Cyclone. And Monster will probably go into his Fire Brewing and leave.
He is off and away. Gonna cut a mid-wave. Pick up this DD rune. He is gonna be underneath a ward, though. So that's gonna result in a charge coming his way. Does he have anything to deal with this Spirit Breaker? Doesn't really look like it. He's got an Aeon Disc. I would backpack it. I think that's about to be... Oh, he's going to fight, actually. DD Rune. Okay. Aeon Disc still active, still in the inventory. Monster going to be scouted. There goes the Aeon Disc. Of course, he's not going to do any damage with it active. Gets pushed back by the Shard of Whisper. Stunned a second time. Field Core's in as well. Okay, you madman. I respect it. That's the Lion Finger. A kill onto Gojira. He's glimpsed outside of the kinetic field.
But the base, Richie... The base, Richie,
they're losing.
Falling.
They're losing the game.
They're losing the game. Well, NoPing is in IO defending the base. All he can do is spirits. There's the Brewmaster coming back. Hector's like, I guess I'll just take your throne if you're not going to defend this. And we see a BKB activation by C-Smile. Basher. C-Smile's going to die, though. Hector, he BKB TPs, yeah. This is something, though, that I've talked to beastcoast about, the base. Genuinely, and they think that a lot of teams don't value the push that you can do for tier 4s or the objectives you can take like that too much. They will always do the extra dive and they go for kills like that because forcing buybacks like that feel bad. They think it adds, on top of the fact that obviously the buyback is used inefficiently, they think it adds a lot of mental pressure to like Monster in this case, right? Like Monster dearly required to buy back in a situation where you usually wouldn't expect this, and that's because beastcoast kind of forced the envelope. They're okay with sacrificing C-Smile because now for the next 7 minutes, not only are they fighting with that buyback, which is bad, but they're literally have the pressure of I can't die, and for an offlaner, that's really bad.
And they're totally cool with this as well, right? Because they're not in the Roche window, so it's not like, C-Smile's going to be forced to buy back here to fight for Roche, and then maybe you just lose the game there, because Roche isn't up for at least another 2 minutes, and Beast Coast well aware of this. They conserve the buyback on the SF. Throne is exposed, so, any creeps in the base now, which will be pushing very strong through mid and bottom, given that they have the lanes of barracks, are going to be a real threat for NoPing. I think they're in a really good spot here. They forced out, what did you say, 2 buybacks, did they?
Yeah, they forced 2 buybacks, yeah. Lion and Brewmaster.
Yeah, huge. I agree. I like that. Mental damage. MKB now for Snapfire. Love it. Little Shredder uses your own attack damage. Dragon Scale, MKB, Strength Treads, everything. That's going to be hitting pretty hard here for the Snapfire, around 200 a hit. Aeon Disc as well is down to its 3rd charge. Monster after buying back. How much gold did he lose there? Lost about 1,000 gold, which would have been at least another Perseverance and about halfway towards those Refresher Orb recipe. So it's going to push back his refresher timings by a bit as a result. Just talking about the economic damage as well done on top of the mental damage, of course, by the tier 4 play. A casual... Okay, I was going to say, I think SeekNStrike was struggling, and he was. He bought a Midas and then sold it, but I saw it pop up in the quick buy a couple of times, and he decided instead to go for the Hurricane Bike rather than the 33-minute Midas. I think that's the right play for the SF.
I'm not sure. I mean, think about the 40 attack speed, though, right? Like, if he's hitting for almost 300 damage, I feel like it's kind of a mistake there. But,
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I guess, so it happens. Not all pro players can be as good, right? SeekNStrike's having a rough game.
5, 6, and 9. Charge there, monster.
Nope. He's
Strike.
like,
He's
guys,
just
I
gonna
don't,
roar
have,
right
I don't have a team. Yeah, there we go. He was trying to hold him off for a bit longer, another strike afterwards, but SeekNStrike was a bit too late.
I can't believe this Ancient Cat, by the way, has been blocked for like 5 minutes. 6 minutes? This full ward here has just been blocking the Ancient Camp.
It's also in the middle of it. It's not even like on the edges to be like sneaky.
It's not a sneaky one. And they're going to be scouted. The smoke is unbelievable.
Fucking God.
I cannot believe that.
Do they think it's a sentry? Why would you smoke there? What else would be? Oh my God. They probably think it's a sneaky ward and it's not giving vision. And they just did the most plain ward. I don't know what to say with that.
Well, I think what it is I have no idea. Yeah, and now the ward's going to expire, but it's done its duty. I mean, it's blocked the camp another time here, by the way. I cannot believe that. I mean, and what a moment this was, by the way, for NoPing, not to mention, as they pick up a DD rune, so might have been a good fight for them to take. Beast Coast now bolstered by this confidence. They will smoke up as 3 and head into the enemy triangle. Of course, their ward has since expired, but they're pushing a net worth lead here, although of 20k. So where they lack the vision, they do not lack the gold lead to try and take advantage of this.
Okay, Gojira's is going to lead and break the potential smoke. There we go. And that's going to be Static Storm. They might just kill a troll here. They need to relocate. King Jungles will not do it. RTO running away now. We even see a Wrecking Missiles in the backlines to disturb him completely. Analog stuck in the kinetic field. They see him. They're controlling RTO completely. Battle Trance gets activated, but what's he going to do with it? They're just kiting him. Another Yules? RTO did nothing in this fight. Monster, at least he's capable of getting the primal split off, but everyone around him is dying. You can cycle in this vent for 10 minutes if you want to. The team's already over.
Yeah, game fight is it's difficult here. I'm surprised NoPing decides to defend the tier 1 tower like that. I think high ground is a little bit easier of a choke point to actually defend. Oh, they get monster as well. But creeps are in the base. Beast Coast is in the base. And Beast Coast looking to go 4-0 as they kick off week 4 of the SADPC. Having, just about secured the game as NoPing will strike the colors throw on the towel. It's official lava, the 2-0 win for Beast Coast.
Yep. I don't know what to say. I feel like that's this game kind of like they stopped playing halfway through. Oi. Okay. They just kind of... I didn't really feel like a game for NoPing, if I'm honest with you. It just felt like... Yeah, I just feel like Beast Coast started to steamroll them. They lost the plot really hard. What was that fight? No, it wasn't even the Roche fight. It was the Brewmaster Lion play, right? When they went into the triangle. Then they died there. It was a bad fight for them. Okay, that happens. No big deal. But instead of resetting mentally... they just completely lose it afterwards, right? They take a big risk on Roshan, okay, kind of understandable. Then they die, bad, and then like committing suicide. And then every single team from there has really bad execution. Granted, the troll is not the hero you execute on. You kind of press R and pray, and they control them really well. But also, you pick the troll, dude. Don't pick troll. I guess that's my winning take. Don't pick troll. Pick any other hero.
Yeah, it just feels really bad for NoPing because I felt like they came out of lanes in a really good position. They had shut down SeekNStrike. I think he had taken 3 deaths or something like that. He recovered pretty nicely in the jungle, to be honest. Like looking at 15 minutes, he was already well ahead of the Invoker, as well as Monster. And speaking of Monster, much better game from him as well. Finding a fast Ags, actually finding some relevance into the mid game. But yeah, like you said, the one smoke play into the triangle, it was really what the tier 2 fight right after first Aegis, where they pop BKB on RDO's first life, they dive the tower, SeekNStrike BKBs and TPs. I mean, SeekNStrike has nothing, right? He's got BKB and treads. That's it. But he gets this big item out from RDO, and NoPing kind of just fall apart underneath the tier 2 tower, and the game just completely shatters from underneath them from there. Tough game. I actually thought they might have been able to make the troll work, but that was not the case here, Avo.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see what our panel has to say as we go over to Epulze and the boys to analyze this game. Hello, guys. I feel like a true master here. I'm setting up the interview. I'm throwing to myself. What a host. What did you guys think of that game? I feel like Lyrical, you touched on this the first game, right? You said there's like 2 different games being played, or 3 last time. I felt something similar this time, except they inverted it, and where they played badly this time was kind of the late game rather than the early, which was what happened last time. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. And it just, I think, is a symptom of maybe a little bit of just the kind of problems that happened in the mid game. It felt like when this like sort of, strong timing that they had didn't work out, when a couple of like things went poorly, it just all went downhill. Because like you guys were talking about, up until about that like 15-minute mark or something around that area, things were looking solid, and then a couple of bad fights, it falls apart so quickly.
Yeah, I feel like they were mentally done. I think they should be in the control of this game, considering how the lanes went for them. Like before, I said I preferred their draft. I really like what they had. RDO got the first blood. I like his itemization, going for the Maelstrom into BKB to be fight ready. Play with IO, try to put some pressure out on the map. I gotta give credit to Monster, who played extremely well on the Brewmaster. I've been really impressed, like what he managed to do, especially how they laned together on the top lane, being able to like just the small things, like get a kill, then Lion tanks the tower 5 minutes in with the first catapult. Yeah, just be able to like keep the catapult alive. And I think his itemization was also on point. Just rush the Aghanim Scepter, get the Eon Disc. It's hard once Sven gets this farmed, and I think this highlight here shows like they're done. Like I think K1's itemization was also on point, not going for any shenanigans, getting that Heaven's Halberd, and then like BKB, Lincoln Sphere. I really like that, especially because they were lacking a bit of a kiting potential, considering how badly Shadowfiend got stomped in the lane. I felt like this is their go-to. Like I said, this is my favorite hero to kill. They've been killing him like 3 or 4 times on the mid lane, completely ruined him. They just could not keep the momentum.
Well, and it was sort of a bit of what we were talking about. Like this Invoker sort of enabled so many of these other heroes to play together to find the kills, whether it was, Monster coming in and using the split to bring down the Shadow Fiend super low, or Theliocor, who was making like the plays here, Finger, like all this stuff was working so well together in concert, and they did just keep on wrecking that Shadow Fiend. But then this timing happens, and when you find yourself in a situation where Schofield, I mean, I thought that it was going to be Whisper, but it ends up being, he ends up making so much more plays on Gojira here that like he is able to set up for a couple of big Sven hits once that BKB comes out, and like each of those fights become tough because not only was it like nice charges that came through onto several, but they'd also have situations where it was like 2 or 3 people caught in a static storm.
Yes.
And Disruptor also just, it punishes that so hard.
It was last spec Disruptor. I really liked it because it's great against a relocate type of a place, and they needed some kind of silence. They had very limited. They had like decent amount of stuns, Cookie, Sven, Spirit Breaker, Charge plus ulti, but it's not a burst damage unless Sven uses ulti on top of that. So one of the reasons why Brewmaster did so good, but it was a really good Disruptor game. That Static Storm to be able to silence the Troll,
Right there.
silence the Brewmaster. Yeah, it's just like his positioning was really on point this game.
I also feel like I mean you praised Gojira last game, Gabe, on this Earthshaker. I think this game it was a very similar deal where his early game plays to create space were just incredible for NoPing. I mean they didn't really know what to do against him, if they should chase and kill him or just leave him be and let him do his shenanigans at one point. He got away with murder in this game, in the early game.
Yeah, well, and I think that, a lot of the praise, it's interesting with Beast Coast, right? Like, depending upon what game it is, you're going to praise a different player. It feels like almost every time. And for a lot of last year, and I think still right now, it's definitely Whisper is getting like a lot of the praises. But I don't know, Gojira in a couple of these, like he's looked like the player that is making the most happen at the most important points in these games, the pivotal like sort of turning points.
Yep.
Not to bring down anybody else, but I really feel like he's stepping up in a big way.
Nah, you guys just praise Stinger, you praise Gojira, the whole team looking great, and that's exactly why we gotta talk to a pivotal person in that team, which is the captain, right? Not about players sometimes, it's just about teams. And that's why we have Stinger, an exclusive interview here for the channel. So hopefully we can get him on any second now. There we go. Oh, look, there we go. ¿Qué tal, Stinger? ¿Cómo estás? Bien? Oh, I can't. Estás muteado, Stinger.
Ya, ahora sí,
Don't worry, guys. Ahí está. ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal, Stinger? ¿Cómo estás?
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Todo bien?
¿Qué tal?
Viendo los highlights y feliz. 2 puntos más.
Sí, ¿no? ¿Cómo te sientes sobre el juego?
Un poco molesto porque pensé que no iban a volver a piquear el Ayo. Dije, ok, ya lo pusimos a Tuayo abajo. Pero no, ellos siguieron con la estrada de Ayo, ¿no? Y ya, pues, un poco molesto por eso. La verdad.
So I asked him how he feels about the game, and he said that the IO, he was angry that they picked the IO again. He's like, oh, we already beat you before. Why are you picking the IO again? Te quería preguntar, la partida, cuando piquearon el IO, ¿usaste la risa de la beba? ¿Eso fue a propósito? ¿Lo hiciste por el pick de IO?
Sí.
Muy bien. So the laugh that he used during the draft for the IO pick was 100% because of the IO pick. The panel was correct about that. Well done. Te quería preguntar, Stinger, tu equipo ha sido... esta temporada reinventáis, todos cambiáis de nombre. Tú te pones XX Stinger XX. ¿Qué influencia ese cambio, Stinger?
Sí, tiene un significado, pero creo que lo voy a mantener secreto por ahora. Tal vez lo contaré cuando más adelante, tal vez. Sí. Pero sí
¿hay algún tipo de vídeo, algo especial para ti, Stinger, que vamos a poder ver?
También, sí, hay un vídeo que va a salir que de hecho ya salió. Es un vídeo contra uno de mis causas, que mañana vamos a jugar contra Infamous, y en el vídeo salgo yo con Axel porque somos compañeros, no hemos jugado antes, somos amigos en la actualidad y hay una rivalidad así, pues, ¿no? Picante. Va a estar de pelos el juego de mañana.
Nice. So he talks about he talked about his name. I asked him about his name change. He says the name change has meaning. It's not just 2 X's, but you have to wait to find out. So if you give Stinger more time, he will reveal the truth behind his name. He does not have the introduction video just yet done, like C-Smile or like Gojira got, but he does have a video on the Beast Coast channel if you guys want to see, where he talks about his rivalry with Axel, Chompy as they call him. He's the captain for Infamous, and he's going to be playing them this week later as well. Super excited about that because they have a healthy rivalry / they're friends. So if you guys want to check that out, it's on the Beast Coast YouTube. ¿Cómo sentís temporada Stinger con el equipo? ¿Sentís que habéis mejorado los fallos del año pasado o sentís como que la DPC es igual?
No, me siento como que el equipo está más, se comprende mejor, como que todos seguimos una idea, aunque a veces sea, digamos, un troll, pero ya estamos volviendo a lo mismo, ¿no? Ya no tanto de ideas separadas, ni de sentir dudas en pleno juego, ¿no? Creo que eso es bueno. Y a lo que hacíamos antes también, de, no sé, probar con héroes, no sé, la Snap Off, por ejemplo, de Whisper, o el Tuscar medio de Chris, héroes así que eso era parte de nosotros, y creo que un tiempo dejamos de hacerlo. Pero ahora lo estamos volviendo a hacer, así que bien.
He says that the team is back to in DPC. They do feel like they've improved. They feel like they're acting more as a team. They feel like they have ideas that are more like a team based. They're not having a bunch of different ideas together, but rather thinking together as 5. And they also think that they've taken some of the magic of the old Beast Coast back, which is the odd picks that they used to have, the unique picks like the Whisper Snapfire, for example, and utilize them to their full potential. He feels like that's a big part of what Beast Coast used to be, and he feels like now that is coming back to the team. ¿Tenías algún objetivo tú como capitán para esta temporada? ¿Algo que querías hacer con el equipo? O sea, obviamente clasificar a la Major, ¿no? Pero quiero decir, como del equipo, alguna mejora que quieres hacer específicamente o algo que quieres conseguir.
Que en el tema, digamos, emocional, o sea, estemos a full y preparados para cualquier medio o TI, ¿no? O sea, porque sí, como que decía, ¿no? Mi equipo es fuerte y es muy probable que vayamos a la mayor, pero la cosa es estar estables, ¿no? O sea, mentalmente, llegar sanos a la mayor y más preparados que antes.
Stinger says the objective for the season was, in terms of Dota in general, was actually to be emotionally prepared. He says that, most people probably expect them to go to the major after these leagues. The leagues are obstacle within themselves. They want to qualify. But they want to make sure that when they're going to majors and TI, that they're emotionally and mentally prepared, and they're working on that. ¿Hay algo que hagas específicamente para intentar mejorar eso? ¿Haces más charlas de capitán? ¿Algo especial que hagas para mejorar el estado emocional del equipo?
Sí, o sea, las vibras, ¿no? Antes de jugar, digamos, como que antes estaba yo un poco como que palteado, ¿no? Y no debería ser así porque soy el capitán. O sea, por los problemas que hubo, ¿no? O sea, como que no sentía tanta confianza. Pero ahora estoy volviendo a recuperarlo de eso y me siento feliz por eso. Y también porque, pues, un psicólogo siempre ayuda, ¿no? Me parece que, buscar a alguien que dé también charlas motivacionales antes de cada juego, así como en el fútbol, por ejemplo, ¿no? O sea, eso es lo que yo pienso aplicar, es lo que estoy buscando ahora, ¿no?
He says that during the past year, he's felt a little bit uncomfortable with the team because they weren't having the best of seasons. They weren't having the best time. And in the beginning of the games, he felt a little bit embarrassed. He felt a bit angry. He wasn't really the one that was initiating these speeches as a captain should. And as the season moves on, he feels much more confident in giving this team talks and setting the right mood, giving the good vibes, as he calls them, during the beginning of the game. And now he's actually even looking further into that by looking for a psychologist or some sort of person that like really lifts the mood to help him out during the up and coming season. ¿Creéis que la DPC os ha ido bien para volver a tener buenas vibras? ¿Ha sido un buen descanso para ustedes en cuanto a Dota después del TI y las majors y demás?
Sí, sí, aunque el sistema siempre nos parece algo lento, cansado, ¿no? O sea, tener que esperar un juego para el siguiente encuentro, pero sí. Y el tema es, ¿no? La Major, creo que nos falta ya un par de juegos y podemos decir que ya estamos en la Major y el tema de eso, ¿no? De estar bien preparados, como digo. Lo de psicológicamente y eso y lo que estoy buscando es para la Major.
I asked him about DPC, and he says he still dislikes the format. Let's not forget the format is garbage. You guys don't get to. I'm not saying this. He's saying this. That you only play one match a week. It's not great. You feel like it's super slow. It's not your goal as a Dota player. But that said, it's always a great training ground, obviously. And he's using this DPC to a degree to study for the next major, to be prepared emotionally and mentally. And he's learning a lot about that. And that's where his team's improvement is mainly coming out. Stinger, antes de irnos, algunas palabras para tus fans americanos, cualquier fan gringo que tengas, algo que quieras decirle.
Que si quieren pueden verme en stream, voy a estar en Trovo haciendo stream seguida. ¿Qué les puedo decir? Que voy a empezar a dar clases tal vez, no sé, en YouTube, o sea, de support, y tal vez no solo de support, sino de todo lo que yo sé, porque es algo que he estado pensando mucho tiempo, y ya voy a ir trabajándolo este año, ¿no? Pero sí, voy a tener un canal de YouTube, voy a estar dando mi punto de vista, digamos, de juegos o de héroes, de cómo lanear, cosas así. ¿Qué más? Nada, que espero que hayan disfrutado los juegos y que sigan apoyando al equipo, no solo a mí, y que vean el video en Beastcoast, pues, ¿no? En la página de Beastcoast, que ahí va a estar lo de mañana. Ahí, es como un tráiler así de la rivalidad.
So I asked him if he has anything to his English fans. He says, watch me on Trovo, trovo.live/StingerDota. Watch his games. He's also planning to do a series, which is quite interesting. He wants to share his knowledge with people. He's making a YouTube channel where he's going to teach people how to play support and his ideas about the game, both like not necessarily hero guides, but more like a general concept about playing support and how it feels to play captain at a high level. That's very interesting. Always great when players want to do that. Por cierto, un inciso, si haces esos vídeos, llámame y te los traduzco para que los ingleses puedan escuchártelos, porque eso es súper útil. Anyway, I just told him I'm going to translate them because that's really useful. If you guys want to see those videos are honestly going to be top tier. Stinger knows a lot about Dota. And he's saying that also tomorrow you guys will get to watch the nice trailer we talked about earlier between his rivalry with Axel from Infamous. And if you guys are really hyped up for the Infamous versus Beast Coast match, that is definitely a trailer worth watching. You can watch it on the Beast Coast YouTube channel, and it's going to be really hype. Besides that, he says thanks for supporting the team, especially me, or says only me. And we'll see you guys next time. Stinger, muchas gracias por tu tiempo. Ha sido un placer como siempre. Cuídate, amigo. Nos vemos pronto. Venga.
Nos vemos.
Yeah, that's it. I always forget that when I say goodbye in Spanish. Our poor producer's like, what's happening? yeah, goodbye. Yeah. All right. Always nice talking to Stinger. Probably the only guy that you would consider being like a veteran of the SA scene that is actually like people listen to, right? He's 24, but they call him the old man there because that's old in SA Dota. Yeah, I know.
24 and he's old. Come on.
Yeah.
What about
you
us,
should see him. When he plays Dota, the joke I always make is I used to see him like rank together, and so Hector will stand behind him, and when he misses a last hit, he goes, "Oh, your hands are shaking. Oh, it's all the Parkinson's working on you." Like, dude, that guy's 24. It's not even close. Yeah, they're real brutal with him. But yeah, his perspective always really interesting. He's always been really concerned with psychological element, and he's one of the few SA guys kind of leading that movement of like, no, it's not just about Dota. The emotions are a big part of it. I always love hearing his perspective on that. So.
Totally. And I think it's good to have like a just sort of an open experience. It feels like he's very open about everything in a way, and the way he was talking about it. You don't always get that from players.
Yeah.
Definitely cool thing to hear.
Yeah, it's always nice to like have a bit of a deeper insight how like they think, like what's the way to play it, and like what's the team atmosphere and everything, and it's nice. I think like Dota players are usually the ones who are very like, if you ask them, you want to do any content, you want to do an interview, that's not for me. Like, please, just let me play the game, and that's it. Maybe if we win the whole tournament, then we'll give an interview. But I think Dota players over time got a bit more relaxed, so now they're giving like some really, really good interviews and insights about the team.
Mm-hmm. I also think SA, they've been kind of forced into that content creator role. Like most SA Dota pros are also streamers, right? Top streamers, like Schofield, Whisper, all of Beast Coast except for Hector has a stream, and they have like good viewership and stuff. So it's more common in that scene to be like, when he told me about this idea to do content, I was like, that's, as you said, not an initiative you see from Dota players. You usually don't want to teach people how to play Dota, but it's something we're seeing more and more in SA. Where I always like to mention, Dota's still growing. It's the only region where it's actually actively gaining players. So you guys can create SA all you want, but in a few years, that's going to be all you can watch. So you better keep your mind open for that.
I'm excited.
Never gonna happen. This game is never gonna die. Trust me.
Thank you.
Like when we get bored of Dota 2, we're just gonna swap to Dota 3, Dota 4 maybe, because they don't know how to make games with the 3 in the title. But maybe our kids will be still able to play Dota.
That's my goal. If my kid plays League, he's not my kid anymore. So
he's like definitely.
All right,
can't have my name. You gotta change the name. Like he's definitely not having my surname if he's playing League of Legends.
Call him our
what final thoughts would I get from the panel here from the games we saw today? Just Gabe or Lyrical. What would you like to say today about what you watched?
I think that I guess I don't want people to think that we were super rough on Beast Coast before, because I think that from that interview in particular, it seems like they recognize that these are flaws that they're trying to correct, and that's something that's really encouraging to me. And you can have little flub ups here and there, but at the end of the day, they took care of business. It was a 2-0. I was impressed by the end of particularly game number 2, and they're coming back off of a break, so I'm down to cut them a little bit of slack right there, but I want to see him keep it up.
Yeah, because they're 4-0 right now, as I expected them to be. This is a team that I just don't think about, South America. This is the team that I always think about competing at the international level and just playing the lands, playing the majors. So seeing them, do well is something that is expected. But as goes for NoPing, had a bit of higher expectations coming into this DPC season. And so far, they've been a bit disappointing. I thought they're going to do better. But as you said, like, this is something that they're going to rebuild. And it's much easier considering we have 3 seasons instead of 2 seasons. So you can decide to experiment a little bit more. You have more time and maybe just play for a 3rd major possibly. Well, we'll see what they can mix, what they can cook in the kitchen. Because right now, some stuff are working, but it feels like in the mid game, the decision making or how to close out the game, some things are still shaky, but definitely like a team to watch. And like, if you're out there as a Dota player, like, you can still learn a lot from a team like this, but also like try to follow them, try to follow their journey, because this is the team that can also have great success.
Mm-hmm. I have to see. I'm a big fan of long-term projects, something we don't see very often in Dota, which is why I like to hype up NoPing. I think their coach has the right mentality. He thinks a year ahead, not a week, which was what most teams used to do, especially in SA. And hopefully they don't shuffle halfway through the season, because then that project obviously gets lost. We'll see if long-term it works out for them. For now, Beast Coast is dominating, and we'll continue to see them dominate later this week. If you guys enjoyed your fair share of SA Dota, we do recommend that you come and watch us tomorrow as well. We have wonderful SA Dota games, obviously sticking with Division 1. You guys are welcome to go and watch the Division 2 broadcast. The best way to watch us is to just follow the channel. We'll be online for both Division 1 and Division 2. But if you're only interested in the top SA plays, you get to watch Thunder Predator versus Apu King of Kings tomorrow. That's going to be at 4 a.m. my time, is like 12 over the year in the US. In Peru, it's 3 p.m. 1800 CST, is it?
I believe so.
Okay,
I believe so. Yeah, I'm
Great,
European
fantastic.
time, but I'm also bouncing between NA and South America. Like, we work a lot of regions, so
Yep.
yeah, kind of hard to keep the track of everything.
That's why you just follow the channel. Times are hard to find out. Just follow the channel and get a notification when we go on live. We start with Thunder Predator, Apple King of Kings. Then we finish with Beast Coast versus Infamous. Do check out that little rivalry video if you have the time, because that's going to be pretty fun. Actually, the relationship between Axel and Stinger is very endearing, in addition to exciting to watch. It's like an old anime rivalry. With that said, guys, hope you enjoyed the broadcast today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Until then.
Bye-bye.